All right, let's talk about what I think is the next massive opportunity in enterprise AI. We're calling it context graphs. Now, I know what you're thinking, another buzzword, but stick with me, because this isn't just some new trend. It's a fundamental architectural shift, one that's going to completely redefine how businesses run in the age of AI.
So, where does this all start? Well, it usually starts with a question that should be incredibly simple. A leader asks their team for a single critical number, like, hey, what's our official ARR? Simple, right?
Wrong. What they get back is chaos. Sales has their number, probably based on bookings. Finance, of course, has a totally different number with all their adjustments. And hey, for fun, ask accounting or legal, and you'll probably get 2 more definitions. This is the reality in most big companies, a mess of conflicting data.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. Companies are starting to roll out these powerful AI agents to automate all sorts of workflows. But guess what? These agents immediately slam headfirst into this exact wall of data chaos. An AI agent is only as good as the truth you give it. And when there are 5 different versions of the truth, that agent is paralyzed. It can't act decisively. But here's the real insight, the thing I want you to take away from this. That messy data, it's just a symptom. It's not the real disease. The root problem is actually much deeper. It's an entire layer of information that our systems, well, they were never built to capture. And that missing layer is the why behind every single decision.
Let me break that down. Our systems are full of rules, right? They tell an agent what should happen in a perfect world. Like a rule that says, always use the official finance ARR for reporting. But what they don't have are the decision traces. They don't have a record of what actually happened in a specific, messy, real-world case, and more importantly, why it was allowed to happen.
So where does all this why live right now? Oh, it's everywhere and nowhere. It's that bit of tribal knowledge in someone's head, Oh, we always give healthcare companies an extra 10% discount. It's the precedent from that one big deal last year that everyone remembers. It's the mental gymnastics a manager does, pulling info from 3 different systems just to figure out what's going on. It's the quick LGTM approval a VP drops in a Slack DM. It's completely scattered.
And that, right there, is the heart of the problem. All of this crucial reasoning, the context that literally connects a piece of data to a business action, we've never treated it as data. It's temporary, it's unstructured, and it evaporates the second the decision is made. So that brings us to the solution, and it's an incredibly elegant one, designed specifically to capture this missing layer of how a business actually works. It's called the context graph. Think of a context graph as a living, breathing record of all those decision traces. It stitches together all the things your business cares about, your customers, your support tickets, your company policies, your people, and connects them through the moments that matter. It finally explains not just what happened, but why it was allowed to happen.
Okay, so let's make this real. Imagine an AI agent needs to approve a 20% discount for a customer renewal, but the official company policy is capped at 10%. In the old world, the process just fails. But with this new approach, the agent, sitting right in the middle of the action, starts gathering context. It pulls up recent service incidents from PagerDuty, it sees a churn risk ticket in Zendesk, it even finds a prior VP approval for a similar deal. It bundles all this justifying context up and sends it to a human for the exception approval. And here's the magic. When that 20% discount gets approved, yes, the number is written to Salesforce, but the entire decision trace, the whole story of why, gets written to the context graph.
And this is what makes the whole thing so powerful. It's a compounding feedback loop. It isn't just about logging what happened. Every decision trace we capture becomes a searchable precedent. The next time a similar situation comes up, the agent can look at this library of past decisions and get smarter, more consistent, and way more reliable.
Now, a capability like this doesn't just improve a workflow. It creates an entirely new competitive battleground. Seriously, the race to build these context graphs is going to define the next generation of winners and losers in enterprise software.
You might be wondering, well, can't the big guys just build this? And the answer is, it's really hard for them because of a deep structural problem. Your operational systems, like Salesforce, are built to store the current state of data. When a deal gets changed, the old state and the reason for that change are just gone. Poof. And then you have your data warehouses like Snowflake. They're in the read path. They only get the data after the decision has already been made, so that live in-the-moment context is already lost by the time it gets there.
This is where agent-native startups have a huge architectural advantage. They're not just reading data after the fact. They operate in the orchestration layer, the execution path. They live where the decisions are actually being made, so they can capture that why in real time. Incumbents have scale, sure, but these new startups have the perfect architecture for this new world.
And this all leads to a really bold conclusion about the future. For the last decade, we've all been saying data is the new oil. I think that's about to change. In the era of AI agents, the single most valuable asset a company is going to own is the context graph that explains what its data actually means.
So the impact here goes way beyond just technology. This shift is going to fundamentally change what it means to be a knowledge worker. It's going to change our jobs.
The role of the human professional is about to evolve, and fast. The individual contributor of today, the person who spends all their time just doing tasks, is going to become the manager of agents tomorrow.
So, what's your new job description look like? Well, you'll be providing oversight and final judgment. You'll handle the truly weird, unique exceptions that your agents escalate to you. You'll be a coordinator, a conductor of an orchestra of specialized agents. And maybe most importantly, you will be a shepherd of context, constantly enriching and guiding your team of agents so they have everything they need to succeed.
At the end of the day, it really comes down to this. Our systems of record have always been fantastic at telling us what we did. But the future, the real competitive edge, belongs to the companies that truly understand why they did it. Building the ability to record that why is no longer a nice to have. It's the absolute foundation for the next generation of business.